Follow her luck. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. And if you have subscribed already, we want you to be able to be notified whenever we drop a new video. So please click the notification bell below because a lot of people missed out on some live meditations we did in December because they didn't click the notification bell. So click that bell. And of course, share this with people who you think would benefit from this at this point in time. So yes, this video is about discernment in 2024 when it comes to social media, what we believe, who we follow, and how we react and respond to the information that is being shared. And this is so relevant as we begin 2024 because, as many persons would know, 2024 just began with so many viral, trending videos and items. And we have to recognize that 2024 is not going to be a regular year. It's going to be an intense year. There's going to be a lot of new information exposed, and there's going to be a huge struggle to continue to hide certain information. So there's going to be a tussle where information is concerned, and there's going to be issues that will come up that create viral situations, but they are what we call false flags or distractions. And that's one of the things that I want to caution everybody about as we begin 2024. Now, what does a distraction do? It distracts. And the reason for distracting is so that you can carry on with stuff over there while everybody's looking over here. And there's a value to that because when you don't know what's happening, then there's no pushback. And so things that you may want to slip through or push through or that you don't want people to know about, then you create a distraction or decoy and everybody is excited. No, we have to recognize that the persons or the groups that have created social media, they study and understand us and our behavior and our responses. In fact, the whole underlying premise of social media is that it is collecting data about how we respond, the timeliness of our response, and it actually is training us to behave and to speak and to communicate in a certain way. Even though we don't think that's what's happening, that's what's happening. You will see how everybody is careful not to say certain words because they don't want to be censored. So that's just like an electric shock. You give an electric shock every time someone does something and then they will stop doing it. Very, very simple mechanism. So people don't want to be shadow banned. People don't want their pages taken down, so they operate within the parameters set out by the social media platform. Okay, that's a form of control, right? So we also have to know that. Another thing that we are needing to also assess is our response. Our response. The reason why videos go viral is because we all gobble up what we see. Social media or content creators know that they want views, so they're going to jump on the trending topics and put it in their caption so that everybody will click on their content, right? So it is now a situation where the powers that be don't have to do anything. They know what our response is going to be, and they just put the tidbit out there and we just rush into it, and everybody makes a video, everybody has an opinion, everybody has a take, and That's what drives the mill. It keeps the wheels turning. So you have to decide whether you want to be part of that or whether you want to just be an observer, silently observing how the masses respond to trends. Yeah, I heard someone saying, and I thought it was very interesting and very wise of them to even observe, that some of the viral videos that we see circulating now were approved for circulation. The information that is being shared that, are like out there, out of this world information that everybody's like, wow, now we know it's true. The person said there are industry plans that are put there that they know and will guarantee to get the movement or the reaction that they need to drive the furor and the virality of the videos. And so what they are sharing with us is what they want us to know and what they know will create excitement. They know we're going to run with it. They know we're going to put our spin on it, and it's our whole thing. So we need to be careful of how we are playing into their hands. All right? Because it's part of a plan. Everything that is done, is shared, is given to us, is sometimes, to some extent, used against us or weaponized against us. So we're all now addicted to scrolling, right? And so whatever information they want to put out there, they create the algorithms to do that kind of thing, to show you what they think you want to be shown, or to hide from you what they think needs to be hidden from you because you are going to spread it. So we just need to make sure that we are getting the information we need, connecting the dots, and not fueling the flame that they want to spread. Right? That's very tricky. Very tricky, but this is what is called for. It's called for 2024 is going to call for your discernment. So that's one. The second thing is who we need to be discerning about who and what we follow and take as gospel. And the reason why I'm saying that is because people are relying on external sources to give them the information. They're not doing their research anymore. Yeah. And sometimes persons who are sharing information, most people I know that are sharing truths, are doing it out of a genuine desire to make as many persons as possible aware of certain scenarios. But there are some people who are just doing it for the likes and doing it for the subscribers and doing it for the numbers. It's a numbers game for them. No two ways about it. And so you also have to look at the people you follow, the influencers that you admire, and so on, right? Because many times people start out with honorable objectives, goals, and then the system, as I was saying before, remember, all of us are being trained by the AI and by the social media platform that we're on. And so some people get tainted so that their core goals and their core values, they start to shift from them, all in the name of hitting the numbers or hitting or converting their numbers to sales. Yeah. So I think it's important to just watch that as well and just observe everything about the people that you follow and admire. Are they staying true to their core? Are they staying true to what they believe in? Watch their alignments, watch their collaborations, watch the things that they share, and see if you're starting to see any holes in their alignments, right? Because there's this old saying that says, "Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are." And I take that very seriously. Um, as we know, everybody knows, there are a lot of there's a lot of deception overall in the world. And the very influencers that you may hang on every word they say may be tools for deceiving the masses. So everybody, including me, everybody needs to be looked at all the time with a fine tooth comb. Yeah? Look at what drew you to the person originally and look if they change gear. Yeah? And everybody evolves, everybody changes. There's iterations of every person, every product, right? But has the person stayed true to who they are and their original message? Or are you starting to see where they're aligning with a product, or they're aligning with a situation, or they're just aligning with just pure sales, outright sales? So it's no longer about the message, it's just about how much money they can convert from subscribers into income. Because guess what? The truth is, there are playbooks. And this is why I'm saying we need to be more discerning. Because the playbooks will tell you exactly what to do to get your numbers up. Right? So when you see an influencer with large numbers, it's not because they're necessarily any better than anybody else. It just means that they've really put a lot of emphasis in building their brand and in sticking to the playbook or following the instructions that they paid for to explode their numbers. So numbers are not an indicator of quality. There's even people who can buy the numbers. Okay, so I notice that people are very quantitative and they look at numbers and they say, oh, that person has XYZ. Oh, that means they're an influencer. No, you know, or, perhaps some people may want to just follow people that have large numbers. But in 2024, it's going to be important for you to follow the truth and to try to see where you're being led in every moment. Very, very important. There are also a lot of people that have changed. It's just like politics. A lot of people go into politics wishing to do so much for people. And then they get in and they have to do this, they have to subscribe to that. They're being paid in this way, so they have to play the game. And it's the same way on social media. If you're getting paid this way, then you have to play the game. And therefore, you have to echo the narrative of the one that pays, right? So just carefully watch, observe, look, and also feel. How do you feel when you're listening to that person? How do you feel with the information being shared, right? And that feeling part is the most important, I think. Very important. Now, while I'm on this subject of feeling, I've noticed a trend where people are very quick to follow and quick to unfollow. Nothing wrong with that. All of us are guilty of it, including me. But what I think is perhaps a little disturbing for me to observe is how people are completely loving a person, and then they love everything about the person, what they're saying, what they're doing, what they're sharing, and then one day the person might share a topic that they are not in agreement with. So that one small thing allows them to cancel the person in totality. I've seen it happen on so many different pages, and I always have to say to the persons in the comment section, I'm like, but you love this person, you believe everything else. Why such a grave objection to this particular topic? Perhaps what you need to do is examine the topic, do your own research to see if perhaps there is some truth to what is being shared. You don't just dismiss the person and say, hey, I'm done. I'm unfollowing you because da 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 da. Yeah? And I think that kind of reaction, I call it a little bit, it's a bit irrational, um, is as a result of the polarization that we've been programmed to embody. We're all very polarized. You have to be for this or you're against it. You have to be this or you have to be that. There's no in between. And if I think you're this, I'm done. I'm canceling you. I'm done with you. I'm unfollowing you. How are we going to embrace new truths if we're not open and receptive to new pieces of information? Yesterday, for example, someone sent me a post. And let me tell you, I was kind of stunned for about 45 minutes, reading and listening to what was being said. Every single thing about it went against the grain of what I believe. And I literally had to sit and integrate it. I sent it off to a couple of my friends to ask them, what their gut feelings were. And in the same way that I want people to be receptive to perhaps a truth that is unpopular or not well known, and I want them to be open to the truth, open to this new concept. It's the same way I decided that I would treat the subject matter. I just needed to sit with it, look at it, examine what was being said, and see if there is any glimmer of possibility that it could be true. Yeah? So that's pretty much what I am encouraging everyone to do. You don't just scrap someone you've loved for a long time and admired for a long time on social media because of one opposing view. Look into the opposing view and see if you can work around it, right? Um, if it happens too many times and you're like, okay, no, there's definitely misalignment here. I think there is divergence here. And yes, it's time for you to unfollow if it's going to irritate or aggravate you so much, right? But I'm calling on everybody to be a little bit more open to opposing views, right? Another thing that I'm seeing a lot of is people fighting and arguing disrespectfully in comment sections. So we're literally fighting with people that we don't know. How weird is that? And it becomes so personal and so disrespectful. And this is what we're being taught to do. So it's just an opportunity for all of us to be a little bit more discerning with our social media. We have a variety of platforms and hundreds of thousands of content creators, right? You don't have to see every single video to be able to come to a conclusion.